Hey team, how you doing? This week I'm going to talk about the idea of why we stop growing. It's pretty relevant for anyone who's currently in a role. And I'm going to be reading kind of reading and then ad-libbing some of the stuff I wrote for my blog. Um, so the concept of why we stop growing always strikes me as something that I hear over and over again with people in their jobs. It doesn't happen all the time, but I want you to think about that time when you reach a certain point with the current role you've got or the job that you've got where you feel like inside there's no meaning for you anymore, no purpose for you anymore. Uh, and if I had $1 for every time I spoke to someone who felt this way at certain times, I'd be retired, right? I'd be living in Costa Rica by now. It's very common to feel like you've plateaued. Um, And there's two aspects to it. There's a material aspect to it and a personal aspect to it. And for most people, it can be hard to know which one came first. But here's the thing: ask yourself the question: did I start feeling this way within myself first? Was I already feeling this way inside myself, or did the outside world trigger that feeling within me? What is it for you? So you might want to stop the video and just think, which of those is it for you? Doesn't really matter. But either way, it'll actually start to get you to focus on that internal feeling. Now, the internal feeling is your guidance system for the change. Whatever we do and don't want in life, we start with that feeling. And the feeling we often get around the meaning for the work that we do is a positive feedback loop between two things: a deeper yearning within our soul and a rational desire for something better in our career or life. So it's a sense of lack within us, and then there's something in our mind where it's a sense of I'm not achieving what I thought I would. What I'm about to suggest to you could be potentially come as controversial, and I'd like you to take it in the right spirit it's presented. To move on from this state, you have to take responsibility for the feelings that are welling up inside of you. It is never, ever your employer's fault. They're offering something to you, and your internal response to that is your internal response. You should appreciate the fact that they've allowed you to find out what you don't want. The feeling is always a call for you to look inward. It's always a call for you to look at who you really are. At times, we ignore this call. It comes at different points in our lives, and it's absolutely okay to do that. But the good news is that you can also open to that call at any time in your life. It's never shut. In fact, it remains open like a little slit in the door that you can jar open at any point to have a look inside. For those that wish to grow in your life, I just encourage you to heed the call of your inner feelings. Approach your reflection of what you really want within and who you are within with an open mind, and most importantly,